Well, it is always wonderful to introduce people to a rising star on the music scene. We are starving for music, and I know that, Aaron, you are starving to get in front of real people. But welcome to Hue at Home, Aaron Kowal, and you got a new song out, and it is so apropos, I guess, Phobia. So let's talk about the song and how you even got into music, Aaron.
Yeah, for sure. This track was written last year, and it's called Phobia. It kind of speaks for itself in that way. I really wanted to write a song that kind of taps into my own personal anxieties, my social anxiety, the kind of anxieties that you feel when you're in a relationship. And I think it also really kind of speaks to my generation and like several generations. Pretty much if you're a millennial or younger, I think we all struggle with that kind of disconnect in the age of technology. So it really speaks to that. It really speaks to those walls we put up, that little voice in your head that's uncertain and not sure. And I really wanted to put this song out now because I do think it really relates to the time we're living in too. One of the lyrics is actually, "You can try to love me, but I'll be just out of reach." So if something says 6 feet, it's that. And it's really, yeah, just this whole fear that we're living in about not being able to get close to people and connect to people. And it's kind of a real world situation. And it's also kind of like a personal, intimate relationship type of thing. And yeah, in terms of how I got into music, I really just started writing and recording music a few years ago. I put out my first song in 2018, my first single. I was on a bit of a different track before then. I went to university, I did some traveling, things like that. And it took kind of a bit of a push for me to like really get into it because it's kind of an uncertain career choice. And I've always been a pretty introverted, like focused person. So yeah, I put out that song, and then I've been working with a producer in Toronto on all these tracks and putting them together. So it's been really great.
Well, and I have to mention, though, the subject matter is serious, and you think like some sort of ballad. No, I love it. It reminds me of 80s, 90s kind of dance music,
Yeah.
and it's really catchy. But also, too, Aaron, I'm curious now. You're talking about your generation, and obviously, this is like a time that we never could predict. And it has a big effect on the millennials and yourself too as well. You had mentioned that you were on a different path, university, kind of the old school kind. I shouldn't say old school, but what your mom
Yeah.
and dad want you to do, and
Yep.
and to take that step and really be true to yourself. That's a pretty big step. What was it? Was there one thing or one moment, Aaron, where you said, no, music is going to be my path?
Well, it's a bit of a funny story because like I went to university and I actually applied to go to medical school. That's the track that I was on, and I got rejected to that, and it was like a huge relief. It was like it wasn't like I was disappointed at all. I was like, this is amazing. Like this is exactly what was supposed to happen, and I'm glad I didn't end up going down that path because it's not the one I was supposed to be on.
That's
So
crazy. So instead of
yeah,
Dr. Aaron Cole, you're going to be, superstar Aaron, rock star
we'll
Aaron.
see. I suppose. Yeah.
So talking about the music now, working with a producer in Toronto in times like these, and I mean, probably you would be doing it anyways online too because of distance, but does it make a difference when you can't be in person working together on a song, or does it really have that any more effect than doing stuff like we are right now on Zoom?
It's a bit of both. I think I was pretty lucky because a lot of the songs that are going to be coming out this year, we got them written before COVID happened.
Oh, cool.
I've worked in Toronto. I've been to LA. We've been working with different co-writers and things on things. It's been a very collaborative experience. And so a lot of the rights were done before COVID happened. Basically, what COVID has done is shifted everything and delayed everything. So I was supposed to head to Toronto to do all the recording at the end of March, and then that got canceled. So it ended up happening about like half a year later than it was supposed to. But luckily, with all of this Zoom and everything, it's actually been really good, and a lot of innovations have been happening so that we were able to do a lot of the work online just like this, and I could hear all the music, and it worked out. So.
And for you personally, I mean, you mentioned too of your own personal anxieties. How has, obviously writing a song about it, but performing it, and hopefully performing it in front of real people, but being able to sing and be able to be a musician, how has that helped you, I guess, grow?
It's definitely, I say that I have a kind of an introverted personality, but I have extroverted interests, if that makes sense. So like, I love to travel. I went backpacking in South America. Like, these are kind of things that I wouldn't consider myself to have ever wanted to do when I was younger. But I realized that there's so much in life that I want to experience and so many things that I want to do that I have just really tried hard to push myself to do those things. And I want to connect with people, and I want to make music. So I did a show over a year ago now, and it was such a fun experience, and I had such a good time, and I was so anxious and so nervous to do it, but I'm so happy I did, because it was a lot of fun, and I got to connect with all these amazing people. So yeah.
Well, and it's interesting because a lot of artists are like you, Aaron, where they are very introverted, but a different persona as soon as they step on stage and the spotlight's on them. So kudos to you. And I guess lastly, I mean, being a musician in Winnipeg, and Winnipeg has an amazing, group of talented singer-songwriters from all genres. Had you been, say, well, and you have worked in Toronto and LA, but say you were in a big city like this, would you have do you think the same opportunities that you've had here in Winnipeg, being a smaller city?
Yeah, I think it just depends on what the situation would have been. Like I said, I've been working out of Toronto primarily, but like you said, there's definitely a lot of really fantastic artists here. I will actually shout out one artist that I just stumbled across this year, actually. It's Boniface, or Boniface, I guess it's French name. They're like amazing, and I just kind of discovered them this year, and they're definitely at like the top of my Spotify rap for this past year. Just such good, like, electronic, kind of almost indie pop music, and that's what I really love, and really what I want to go forward toward is pop music. So, yeah. Well,
that's good. So 2021, what's your biggest wish?
Just to get back out there on that stage.
Yeah.
That's, I think that's pretty much every artist, that everyone's just craving to get back in front of people. 2020 was like good and bad in different ways, depending on how you look at it, I suppose. And I definitely was able to really focus on this new music and kind of get it to where we wanted to get it. So it's been good to be able to take our time on it. But now I just want to get it out there. I want people to hear it. I want to connect with people, and I want to, as soon as those doors open back up, I want to be doing shows again.
Well, I think that will be probably the fastest genre of entertainment to just come out of the doors running, because I think everybody will want to have that kind of connection. So Phobia is coming out, I believe, the end of this month, January 29th.
29th, yeah.
Yes, so where can, and that we can find it? iTunes, anywhere, everywhere?
Everywhere, yeah, everywhere. Spotify, iTunes, whatever you like, whatever works for you.
Well, it's so nice talking to you. So I know, Aaron, keep us tuned when that first show happens. Winnipeg's so proud of you, and we're hoping for bigger and better things. We're going to leave you with a little clip from Phobia, so you might get your little groove on there. And thanks so much, Aaron.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for having me.
Can't lose if I don't buy a ticket. I can't hurt if I never get in it. I know what you want from me, but there's one thing holding me. I got a phobia. Love your love, love your love. It's a euphoria. I can't touch, I can't touch. Every time we kiss, I feel my heart drop. I know where this could go, but I just gotta stop. I got a phobia.